Hi everyone, what I have right here is another box of Samsung refurbished screens. To be exact, what's in this box is 55 Samsung refurbished screens, and I actually have 10 brand new iPhone 10 screens, soft OLED, which cost me, as of today, $51 for soft OLED screens. I know I did a video like this about 7 weeks ago because I checked up on my last YouTube video. This video I'm gonna make a little bit different. What I wanna show you in this video is the process of how long it takes to refurbish one Samsung screen. And that leads into the reason why I use a Samsung refurbishing company to do all my Samsung screens. Now this company also refurbishes Apple Watches, and they also refurbish iPhone screens. So they do everything: watches, Samsung screens, and iPhone screens. And I believe they do iPad screens as well too, but I have not used them for that. So what's the reason why I use a Samsung screen refurbishing company instead of doing it by myself? The number one reason why I started using a Samsung screen refurbishing company is because of time. It saves you so much time. For example, in this box, there's 55 screens, Samsung screens. And let's just say it takes about an hour to refurbish a screen, which it actually takes more. But let's just say an example about an hour to do. So let's do the math. So let's say if I have 55 screens and it takes 1 hour to do each screen, how long does that take? 55 hours of time. So if you were gonna have an employee do this and teach an employee to do this, that is non-stop, a full week and plus 15 hours to do this job. Do you think you would rather have an employee do something else? Well, it depends. It depends on the cost of what you're saving. But what if I told you, if you use the refurbishing company that I use, cost-wise, it doesn't actually make sense to do it yourself. So I have the price list right here of how much all the stuff costs. So let's just get right into the prices. Galaxy S8, $18. Galaxy S8 Plus, $19. Galaxy S9, $25. S9 Plus, $25. Now this price includes everything. It includes the labor, the actual price of the materials, the glass, the glue, the labor, and the time saving that you're gonna save. Galaxy S10, $28. Let's say if you were going to have an employee do a Galaxy S10 refurbishing job for you, how much do you pay the employee per hour? How much do the materials actually cost? Does $28 make sense to you just to have somebody else do it? And you don't have to do anything at all. You just send them screens and they refurbish them for you. Okay, Galaxy S10, $28. Galaxy S10 Plus, $28. Galaxy S20, $38. S20 Plus, $43. Now they do the S20 Ultras, but I'll get that price. I'll list the price in the description for that because I don't have any S20 Ultras in here, but they do those. Now they just started doing the S21 Series, and currently that price right now, it's new, it's $58. I would gladly pay someone $58 to refurbish a Galaxy S21 Series for me. All right, Samsung Note Series. Samsung Note 8, $22. Samsung Note 9, $25. Samsung Note 10, $37. Samsung Note 10 Plus, $38. Now they also do the Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultras. It's the same cost. Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra, as of today, it's $47. How much does it cost for just, you know what? I want you guys to do this. Go on Yelp or Google in your area and go down and just ask them, how much does it cost to fix a Note 20 Ultra or a Note 20 or any of these screens? Write how much it costs compared to the price list that I have right here. You know the price that it costs to refurbish a S10, $28, and then you can go from there, how much you want to charge. If you want to charge $150, you know what your margin is, right? $150 minus $28, and that's your profit. In my store, I charge $175 for that. So for me, in my store, $175 minus $28, there's your profit. So let's get back into the cost saving as this. So let's just say on average that it takes an hour to do each screen. When you're running a shop or you're doing repairs, you get different distractions. Phone rings, customer walks in, something happens in the store. So a refurbishing job really takes longer than an hour. So let's say it takes an hour and a half to refurbish a Samsung screen, and you have 55 screens like I have in here. That would take you 82 and a half hours non-stop. Would you like one of your employees just doing this non-stop for 2 weeks full time? It's 40 hours in a full-time week. Would you want them to come to work and just sit there, their head down, refurbishing for 2 straight weeks just to do this job right here that actually I don't do any of it? You know how long it took me to get this? 0 hours to do this because I don't do it. So that was the big cost right there. That was the savings that I got right there, is I got my time back. I freaking got my time back. And all of my students get this information. So let's just open up this package so I can show you some of the examples of this. All right, so what do we see first? Here's the packing list right here. This is all the stuff that I have in here, right here. Open the box. Let's take this out. Now this is the soft OLED iPhone 10 screens that I ordered. Remember, these are $51 for a soft OLED. All right, so I have a soft iPhone 10 OLED screen right here. So for those of you guys that are not in the business, there's there's actually 3. But for OLED screens, there's 2 types. There's a cheap aftermarket LCD screens. I don't use those, okay? The phone doesn't come with an LCD screen. It comes with an OLED screen, right? So the other 2 options is a hard OLED and a soft OLED. What the difference is between the 2 is hard OLED. It's made of, like, let's just say a Galaxy S7, not the S7 Edge curved, but an S7. The OLED display is hard. It's easier to break. If somebody drops their phone like this, and it's not as durable as a flexible soft OLED. That's what the difference is. Soft OLED is made out of the same material as like a Samsung Galaxy S8 or an S9. It's flexible, but of course it's flattened out, right? So when it's soft OLED and the screen is actually flexible, it's more durable. It doesn't break as easy. Or the screen won't like black out. You guys, I don't know, some of you guys that are in the phone repair business, you guys seen like iPhone 10 screens, maybe like if you're using hard OLED, they drop their phone and the screen just like blacks out. So soft OLED is more durable. $51. You can probably get an iPhone 10 hard OLED for like $43 or $44. Now I'm just gonna show you just a couple of these like really quick, okay? Here we have a Galaxy S10 refurbished screen. Here you go, right here. Look at that. Perfectly done. As you guys see right here. It's an original display screen. Do you see any waves or anything? I want you guys to see a glare. See that? If there was waves or anything in the screen, since this is done out of frame, it's a perfect job. Look at the inside. See? That's where you can tell that it's been refurbished. But the customer doesn't see that. The screen is attached into the phone like this, and they never see the inside anyways. Even if this was a brand new screen, they wouldn't see the inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. So check that out. That right there is the fingerprint scanner, and you can see it through here. Let's see if you guys can see this. See in the glare. When you have something behind it, as it gets installed in the phone, it disappears and you can't see the fingerprint scanner anymore. It's right here. Okay, there it is right there. You see this? But then as soon as you put something behind it, you see it disappears. So when you have it actually installed to the frame, you can't see the fingerprint scanner, but there it is. Yep. And there's my initials right here. I just saw that. I mark these as RM right here. And there it is, my initials, RM for Richard Meza, right? So that is my screen. I'm gonna show you one more. I'm gonna show you a Note series phone, okay? You see all these right here? These are all S9 Pluses, Note 8s, all Samsung Note 9s, check that out. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Note 9 screens. The time and the money that I'm saving to do it this way. Note 10 Plus. Look at all these Note 10 Pluses. All these Note 10 Plus. Do you know how much this costs if you were going to buy these brand new? Like, how much does a Note 10 Plus display screen actually cost? I think like $250 or something like that. Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the math. All right, you guys see this? Let's open this up. All right, so for some of you guys that are wondering like what this is, I tell them to send me back the used frames. Because some of them, a lot of them are still good and you can reuse them. Because as you guys see, people have different colored phones. So whenever you get a screen like this, and they come in with like a, let's say a blue phone or a purple phone, you can reuse, find the matching one, put this in there, and so the customer will have their original matching color of their phone. So I have these. That's what these are right here. Here's another stack of these. Here's another stack of these. See, all used frames, used frames, used frames. I go through them, and you just basically what you do is you check like just here on the edges. Don't worry about any of this stuff. If it looks good enough, you can reuse these screens. I mean, reuse these frames. These are all S10 Pluses. Here's a Note 10 screen right here. You guys hear that alarm? That's Hooters. Hooters restaurant is actually closed right now, and they're throwing the trash out right now. So if you open up the side door, the alarm goes off, which is still going off, and the guys are going around to throw the trash out. The kitchen is like right on the other side of this window right here. All right, here's a Note 10 screen. I'll show you guys. There's a Note 10 screen, out of frame method. Here's the inside of the screen right here. You can see there's this is the display connection. There is the fingerprint scanner right here. And then this connection right here is for the Stylus Flex. So Stylus Flex is left on there. It's right here. Everything is good to go. And as I was putting this away, just to show you guys right here, it's my initials right there, RM for Richard Meza. So that's where I mark my screens right there. I get a Sharpie and I initial it right there on the flex cable. Shows that these are my screens. All right, so now I want to show you guys the process of what it takes to actually refurbish a screen. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, write it in the comments below or send me a direct message through Instagram direct message. And also, if this video has been helpful for you, do me a favor and hit the like button. Thank you, and let's begin. All right, so this is going to be the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus glass only repair with the freezer and out of frame method. So as you see, there's cracks right there. It all starts right here, just going across. All right, so here you see the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. There's the cracks right there going all across right here. Screen works perfectly fine. There are no black lines or anything like that. All right, so this thing is hot enough, and now let's begin with this. So now what I'm going to do is let this cool down a bit, and then we're going to test this out. All right, so here's the Galaxy S9 Plus. So as you guys see, everything still works fine. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so the next step is to put this back into the frame and throw it in the freezer, and that's how we're going to get the glass off. You guys are going to see that, guys, right now. All right, so now we got the screen right back into the frame, and then we're just gonna throw it over here right into this freezer. Then we're gonna get the glass off. Always Raider Nation. There we go, right into the freezer, and I'll be back. All right, so time to take it out of the freezer. Right over here. We're gonna test the screen to see if it works good. And there we go. Galaxy S9 Plus glass taken off with the freezer. Now, generally when I used to do these, I would do them in frame. And then I would use like Loca glue in the frame, but I started doing them now this way, out of frame. Let's wait till this thing boots up. All right, and there it is. Galaxy S9 Plus. Everything still works, still super sticky. So now the next step is to clean up all the glue that's remaining on here. You see, there's just a bunch of glue that's there. When you're using this glue cleaning tool, you stay away from up here and down here. So when you get to these areas, when you get to about right here, you stop. You don't go all the way up. You get it off with your hand the rest of the way, okay? So let's get the glue off now. So now most of the glue is off and this thing is still like really hot. So we're gonna wipe down with alcohol, regular alcohol. You don't need this like really smelling other chemicals that they have out there. So what I use is just basic 91% alcohol that you can get at pretty much any grocery store. And then you just wipe it down. All right, as you can see, the majority of it is off. All I have to do is get a super like clean rag and get the rest of it off. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this off and we're gonna laminate. We're gonna do the Oka sheet method. We're gonna laminate the Oka sheet onto a glass, and why don't I just show you guys again? All right, so what we're gonna do here is laminate this Oka sheet onto this piece of glass. All right, so we got the Oka sheet on there. There we go. All right, let's see if you guys can see this. The Oka is not touching at all through the middle. It's only tacked on there on the edges of the glass. So just to get that, just so you guys can see that, because that's like super important. So yeah, I'll see it right there. You guys see that? I tried to show you guys in the last video, but it didn't like, there you go. The Oka sheet is not touching the glass in the middle at all. Only tacked on the sides. All right, so what we do here, man, I need my hands. All right, so I laid it down right there. And then all you do is when you have a machine like this, all you do is just hit start. And then there goes the airbag. You wait a few seconds and then you just close it right on here. Hold the lid down a little bit and then wait till it starts going. It'll turn red. There you go. There you go. So this little process takes just only 2 minutes. See, it's 60 seconds on this side and then another 60 seconds on the lamination side. So once that's done, we'll be back. All right, so it's almost done. 3, 2, 1. Then you'll hear this thing go, start beeping. All right, once that stops beeping, you lift up the lid and it might be, usually yep, it goes just like that. I need both my hands to lift this up. Hold on, because I need to grab the glass. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. There's a couple of bubbles left through the middle right there, you see? But that's fine because we're going to put it through the bubbler machine. You see? But overall, you pretty much expect to do that. But what this does, this pretty much vacuums and sucks the bubbles, the rest of the bubbles out. Now this part does take longer to do. There you go. Now, in my other previous video, when I do out of frame, I do these in batches. As you can see, you do several at a time to save time, because the out of frame method does take a bit longer than if you're doing in frame method with the Loca glue. But, all right, let's put this in. This is how this machine works. Just go like this. As you guys see, it has a gasket. It's airtight. Boom. And then you just hit this button, that's it. And then you'll see the pressure building up right here. See this gauge right here? Close the lid right here. See how it's building up the pressure? All right, so now we can open this up. And then we'll take this glass out. We'll grab it and we'll see how it looks. And it's perfect. There's not one speck of a bubble in there at all. The Oka sheet is on the glass perfectly. Lay this down and lay it right on top of the screen. There's that. Go. We're gonna align it up with the little ear speaker mesh. So there you go. And then we're just gonna gently just drop this on there. So as you see, it's touching up there, but that's fine. You can touch it all the way through the middle. It doesn't matter because it's gonna go into the machine already. So we'll put the screen into the laminating side right here. And then we'll just do the exact same thing as we did with the glass. See right here. Hit menu, auto mode, just hit start, airbag, right there. And then we'll just lay it down. All right, this thing is done. So there's most likely gonna be bubbles through the middle. Okay, so there's some bubbles that are there. So, but that's fine because we're gonna stick it in the debubbler machine right here. So this one, this side actually takes longer. My machine is a little bit older. They have newer upgraded versions of this machine. So that's why this takes longer in here, but there you guys see, right there. Now we're gonna put it right in here. I'm gonna close the lid. And then hit the button. And then we'll be back. All right, so now this thing is done, and then we'll just hit this button. And then we'll see how it looks. All right. Let's grab this thing, see how it looks. It looks pretty good. So you have two little tiny bubbles right there. And then a micro speck one right there. But this is how it's good that you guys see this, because I'm actually going to show you guys how I get this out. So if you touch this, it's pretty warm. So what I'm going to do is, or my thinking is, that I feel that this thing, the glue will get, not the glue, the bubbles will get sucked out of the glue when the screen is warm. It's easier to work that way. So what I do is I'll just leave it in this thing right here. And I'll just put the whole thing in there, just like this. All right, let's open this up. Take this out. And here we go. Bubbles are gone. Look at this. Just wipe these fingerprints off. Boom. Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Let's let it boot up a little bit. This is like the perfect job. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect job. All right, so what you guys are seeing here is the new way how people refurbish. So quickly, this phone right here is actually another Galaxy S9, and they're using a glass cutter right here because there's a space between the OLED and the top of the frame. But with the S10s and newer, you don't have to use that glass cutter. So basically what they're doing is they're making an entry point for the wire to get the glass off of the phone. And that thing that that phone is sitting on, that's a hot plate right there. That's a newer machine. This machine wasn't around when the freezer technique was out. If I was gonna do refurbishing today, I would do it this way. This machine right here replaces the freezer. You don't need the freezer to do things anymore. If you're gonna actually spend the time to actually refurbish, you would do it this way. But of course, how I do things, and I'm telling you guys how to do things, you don't need to do any of this. But as you see right here, they're getting off the glass off the phone with this little machine right here. I think this machine costs like around $250. You see, and then the glass peels off. But the process, the difference of the way that you're seeing it here and the way I used to do it is just a process of getting the glass off. Everything else is pretty much the same. As you can see, they're cleaning up glue because the whole screen is hot, right? It's in this hot plate that they have right here. The phone is secure in there. As you can see, it's spinning around. And then here they're taking the OLED out. As you can see, of course, this video is edited too. And the way that they're removing the display out is they're putting alcohol underneath the screen, and then you can get it out. You just have to be gentle with it. And then as you guys can see, here they are prepping the glass, attaching the glue to the glass with the machines right here. Now the machines that you saw in my portion of the video and this machine, they're just different brands of machines, but they do the same thing. As you see, I actually did this as well. Applying the glue, the dry glue sheet to the glass, and then you stick it in this machine right here and it sucks bubbles out, right? This is the laminating part. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, with screen repair is like 90% of everything you're going to do in the entire phone repair business anyways. So if you can eliminate the hardest part of screen repair, which is this stuff right here, why not do it? And by using a refurbishing company, especially the one that I use, if you can eliminate the hardest part of it and it financially makes sense to outsource it, why not do it? Right? And especially, you don't even have to buy, if you're new, all this, you don't have to spend the thousands of dollars in equipment to even buy that stuff you guys see in the background. All these molds for every phone, UV light right here. And then as you'll see this other thing right here, this autoclave that you see right there. I just had a smaller version. They make those bigger versions so you can stick like iPad screens in there. But the place that I use, they refurbish iPads too. They refurbish the iPad screens too. So there you guys go. And hope that helps. Now let me show you how this system works and how I do things right in the store. All right, so here we have a Galaxy S9. Now this phone we're going to use for example. It can be an S10, an S20, any of the Note phones, right? So the customer comes in with their cracked glass only screen, right? Display screen is still good. Now here's the S9 screen. Now as you see, this phone is the color purple, right? So what I do is I grab a screen like this, and then I get the matching color frame, which you can buy these on average about $10 a piece, depending on the model, right? So I grab my purple color one, just like this, so it can match their phone. I install this just like this right in here. So now we have one with the matching frame, so it can match the color of their phone. I then, either me or an employee of mine, takes off the back cover off of here, takes the insides of the phone, and just transfers it right here into this new shell. Close up the entire phone, take the back cover, obviously the back cover would be off of here, put it back onto here, seal up the phone, and then you're good to go to give it back to the customer. Then what you do is you have the working screen like this that's in the frame, right? The good working screen, and you just take it and you put it away in a box. The next person comes. Maybe the next person has an S8. Maybe the next person has a Galaxy S20 Ultra or a Samsung Note 10 Plus. You do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's the process how I do in this store. This is the easiest, simplest way I figured out how to do this whole process. This is the easiest way you can train an employee how to do this. It's also the quickest and most time efficient way how I figured out how to do glass only repair and outsource the work. The only drawback in this way to do things is you have to be patient. You're going to make your money in the long run when you get your screens back from the refurbishing company. Now, how long is that going to take? It all depends on how many you can stack up and when you send them off. So if any of you guys have any questions about the refurbishing company or any other questions, write them in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram in the description under the video. I'll also recap all the prices for all the refurbishing. All right, everyone. So if this video has given you a better understanding and a clear picture on how you can improve your business, especially if you're a new person in this and you want to cut out the competition or make a name for yourself, give this video a like. I really appreciate that. And with that, everybody, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.